What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Thank you again so much for tuning back in for another video on the channel. And well, today I'm wearing my blue because we're going to be doing something to the Cummins that, well, I just found out that you can do. And I wanted to share it with all of you guys because it costs $0 and requires like 2 tools. And the benefits are tremendous. I'd say it's probably one of the best values that you can get from being an automotive enthusiast. So we'll get to that. So we're hanging out at the shop. You can see we've got license plates up on the wall. I haven't gone to my P.O. box for a little while, but I know that they're racking up because I'm getting all your messages. So thank you guys very much. We got a nice collection going on. And I think it's just so cool. And basically what I was working on today was some general routine maintenance on the LML. Been driving this truck a lot lately and it hasn't really gotten its fluids flushed, if you will, in a while. So went in, we changed the oil filter. Transmission stuff is good. We did that not too long ago. And that's like on a 50,000 mile interval. So we're good to go there. And then on the back end here, you can see we still have some diesel on the ground because we had replaced our fuel filters. We got the fuel filter on the left and then the water separator on the right side there. So that's good, ready to rock and roll. And then of course, all of my reminders on the dash have been reset and kind of just generally going over this thing. I always like to go over my vehicles, call it every 3,000 to 5,000 miles. It's good to just get in that routine to make sure that everything is up to snuff, nice and tight and ready to rock and roll. Especially being that we're going to be towing with this truck a lot this year, at least until we get the 2020 Denali, which I have no updates on quite yet, but it seems like things are in the process. We're talking to a dealership right now and that dealer is basically keeping me in the loop on everything. There is a full build sheet available that I have, which I actually think I'm going to go over in another episode because it's pretty exciting. There's a lot of really cool options and features that we're going to be able to get on that new truck. I couldn't be any more excited about. Plus, I want to keep you guys involved in the build process. Obviously, we're going to be going that Denali route. I've actually always wanted a Denali. I was actually going to get a Denali before this truck, but this one kind of fell into my lap when I was working for General Motors and the deal was just too good to pass up. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't love this truck. I actually love this truck dearly, and it's kind of weird. I feel like I'm cheating on this truck a little bit talking about the new late model truck that's going to be joining the channel, but it's a really exciting buyer's journey, and I want you guys to all kind of live that vicariously through this channel as you are all supporters. And well, I'd like for you guys to have a say in what it is that we're going to be bringing onto this channel for a new truck here in the next few months. We'll have to see how that plays out. Another thing that I did here is Thermotech, our boys at Thermotech, they actually hooked us up with an S300 and an S400 turbo blanket. This is the one that was on the Mini-Max prior when it was on the stock turbo, and we were really pushing that turbo a lot. So it was a great way to kind of keep all of the heat contained in a way. We took that off when we did the S467 that's on it now, and we did the S400 series blanket from Thermotech. From Thermotech, it's called their coolant blanket. Not a sponsored ad, but I actually met Jeremy, who is part owner of Thermotech out at SEMA, and he was kind enough to toss me a few turbo blankets. So I figured that we would utilize the S300 series one for the Stealth 64 that we have in the LML, rather than looking at this somewhat ugly and kind of antiquated heat shield that comes from the factory. So Jeremy at Thermotech, thank you guys very much. Really, really appreciate it. This turbo kit is holding up phenomenally well. This truck does so good towing. The Stealth 64 has been miraculous in every single way, shape, and form possible. To my OGs, you guys can remember I was running a fixed fan on this truck for a little while on S369 SXE. Not towing applications, that turbo is awesome, but towing, a little bit too laggy for general use cases. So I went to the Stealth 64, which is basically a built VGT turbo from DURTYMAX tuner, and 10,000 miles later, and I absolutely love it. Not only does it sound really radical, like a jet engine taking off every time you start it up, the turbo cool down and the actuation of the vanes makes for unbelievably orgasmic sounds, and of course its performance is 1 to none. Plus the nice thing is, guys, with the Stealth series turbos, you can just drop them in. So I'm very pleased with it. Now I know that this isn't what the video is about today, but while we were on this subject, I did want to talk to you guys about what some of my plans actually were about this truck. I'd alluded to in one of my previous videos. So I was actually considering compounding this truck, doing like an S480 over the Stealth 64, but those plans have changed just a little bit because that 2020 Denali is going to be coming into the picture way sooner, and I don't want to pump too much more into this truck right here, as well, we're going to have a new model that we're going to be focusing on and modifying, and I'm going to kind of be turning it into what I envision as that really clean, beautiful late model Denali that I'm really excited to build. So I decided to go against that, and we're just going to kind of leave the truck as is because really in every way, shape, and form, this thing's ready to rock and roll, and from a daily driver's perspective, it's absolutely great. So I'm just going to wrap everything up on this truck. We'll get that pulled out, we'll get the Cummins pulled in, and then we'll jump into a modification that every single person needs to do to their 5.9 Cummins if they haven't done it already. Now, before we do that, I would like to thank today's video sponsor, and that is Cove speakers. This is the Cove Commuter. I've talked about this in some of my previous videos, actually about 5 of my previous videos, because, well, this speaker is the best thing that's ever happened to me and this shop. I keep the speaker right here, and it's always plugged in because I'm always playing Bluetooth to kill that silence in the background. When I'm not filming, I'm listening to music. I'm a huge music enthusiast. No pun intended. And that speaker right there has the quality that I like for a price that I love. It's pretty rad, guys. It's got a volume dial up on the top. It's got a subwoofer on the bottom. It's got unbelievably great sound in 2 modes for interior and exterior listening. This one is beaten up because I used the crap out of it, and this is one of my 3 because I have one at my garage, I have one in my house, and I have one in my garage at my house. It is all around the best tool that I have in my collection. Now, you guys can pick that speaker up. First link in the description below. That is a discounted link. That's a $200 speaker that's going to be discounted for $70, and I know that you've seen these ads all over YouTube, and that's because, well, that's a product that's worthwhile. It's worth your time and it's worth your hard-earned money. It's got 8 hours of battery life. Usually, well, for me, because I'm probably one of the most inefficient mechanics that exist, I need every single one of those 8 hours, and then if not, you can charge it and listen to it at the same time. Click that link in the description, pick yourself up a Cove, and I promise you guys, you're not going to regret it. I actually get to a point where I have my phone ready and willing to play at any given point in time, that when I stop recording, I start playing my music. I don't really like sitting in silence. It's kind of a little bit eerie. And with that being said, let's get the 5.9 in here. We got a mod to do, and we are excited about it. So if you guys are new to the channel, here's my 2007 5.9 Cummins. We just picked this thing up not too long ago, and man, have we been enjoying the process. So much room for activities up under the hood. That's a little bit of what we're gonna talk about today. But first, that's gotta go. This thing needs a bath, so bad. All right, so as I was saying before I went totally ADD on that license plate bracket, the thing had to come off. We have a lot of modifications piling up for this truck, including, well, that box and this box right here. That, well, isn't getting installed quite yet, but modifications are piling up for this truck because we are gonna make it go through a transformation. Some transformation from an exterior aesthetics perspective, but the biggest transformation is gonna be down here, where really the 5.9 shines because of the iconic 24 valve that we have. This is a totally free breathing motor from the factory. It has no restriction systems on it whatsoever. And we're gonna take full advantage of that, and I couldn't be any more excited about it. The truck is literally 100% stock, other than right now it's got like a Banks ram air intake, which is basically just a stock intake box that says Banks. I believe it's got a Banks 5-inch exhaust with a cat as well. It had an EGT sensor on it, which you can see, there's the probe, but that goes to nowhere, as you can see. It looks like it got cut off. Maybe somebody wanted to take the gauge or the sensor or whatever. But we got a lot in store for this truck, and well, I'm really stoked about it. So I've been kind of racking up mods and kind of taking my time with getting them racked up, but this video is all thanks to a subscriber that dropped a comment below on one of my old videos where I was asking, if you guys can recall, I'm out of breath, for suggestions as to what we should do to this truck. And well, there was something that you can do completely for free that I wasn't even aware of. But big shout out to TSI Simmons 1974 TS. He said, turbo silencer removal. Let that stock turbo scream a little bit before you change it. Come on, focus, 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 focus. Boom, right there. So I'm like, all right, what is the stock turbo that they're referring to? And well, come to find out, these turbos are restricted from the factory, which is just insane. Dodge, Ram, Cummins, what are you guys thinking? Come on. Without getting too hyper, who wants to suffocate or reduce the sound of turbo whistle? Not me. Not any of you. So we can't have that kind of negativity in our lives, and well, we got to do this, and that's why I wanted to make this video, because there might be some of you that own trucks just like this one that have that turbo silencer ring in the truck, and well, you're really missing out on the full breadth of the experience of boost. We can't have that. So we'll go ahead in here, we'll remove the Banks air intake and basically gain access to the turbo, which is right down there. Look at all that room. Oh my God, on a DURTYMAX, this would never be possible. I could like climb in here and hibernate. We'll pull this out, and then we'll be able to get access to the turbo, and we'll see if the ring's in there. It's an all-stock truck, so I'm assuming that it is, and while the turbo does sound extremely muffled, which is not fun at all. Crazy to think that they wanted to muffle the factory turbo. Who would ever want to do such a negative, sinful thing? Oh, filter's actually not that bad. Got a little bit of stuff on it here and there, but can't complain. I'm gonna need that too. Nope. And well, it looks like, is it in there? I can't tell. Well, guys, false alarm. I was really excited, and now I'm not really all that excited anymore. Try and get a good shot of this for you. So, it seems like it's already been removed. What you wanna look at here is there's a ring right there where this turbo baffle would be located. You can see it running around right there, but it's not there. So that tells me that when the owner, the previous owner of this truck did their Banks ram air and the exhaust, they removed that turbo baffle, which to me is kind of depressing because that's what I was really excited to share with you guys today. But well, it doesn't seem like that's gonna happen. So looks like we're gonna have to have a change of plans. Luckily, we have some modifications that are stacking up that we're gonna be able to do today, because I don't want to leave you all high and dry on no content. We can't have that. So what I'm going to have to do here is sadly reassemble all of this. I was so excited for like some pre and post turbo sounds, but I'm going to reassemble all of this because, well, it's not there. And then what we're going to do is jump into that box right here. That's somewhat depressing. And even more depressing is I lost my freaking 10mm. The irony is just so real. Let's jump into this box and hopefully we don't strike out. Turbo still does sound way quieter than what I'm used to. We'll fix that soon because we got new turbos on the way. So in this box right here is something that I absolutely had to do to the 3rd gen. Box inside of a box. One box and second box. In said box we have 4th gen mirrors because, well, 3rd gen needs 4th gen mirrors, to be honest. So pick these things up. You're kidding me. Do you see what I see right now? You have got to be kidding me. God. Wow, man. I'm striking out so bad today. It is just absolutely ridiculous. This one's good, which is a good sign, but it doesn't necessarily help the situation. Well, today we are just striking out one thing after another. So anyway, looks like we're gonna have to have a mirror replacement sent out. I don't know how these are installed. I'm sure that they just snap in. I might be able to just get a new lens for it. Probably take a picture real quick. I can send it over to vendor. Wow. I'll email that to them real quick. Hopefully they can just send me like a mirror replacement. But it looks like somebody tried to like pull this off. It is just so cracked, it's ridiculous. Anyway, what our plan is here was to throw some 4th gen mirrors onto the Dodge because in my opinion, the 3rd gen mirrors are just somewhat outdated at this point in time. And just like on the DURTYMAXs, if there's a new mirror style that's available that fits and can be retrofitted onto the previous onto the previous model generation vehicle, well, it's kind of a no-brainer. I'll show you guys real quick the difference. I know my Dodge guys already know, but my DURTYMAX guys that follow, I'm not gonna assume. So there's your 3rd gen mirror and there's your 4th gen mirror from the front. It's just a little bit different. It's a little bit cleaner in my opinion, less round, more squared and more streamlined. And then on the back end here, we have a broken glass, but we have our comparison of the actual glass setup itself. So on the 4th gen mirrors, you got this really nice blind spot mirror. Well, not so much in my instance, of course, but normally there would be a nice blind spot mirror versus the old 3rd gen mirrors, which have this kind of like upper right hand corner blind spot mirror, which is, I don't know, okay at best. One that's not broken would be way better. And of course these do their typical Moose style fashion, so they will be functional for of course all towing purposes. And yes, they are actually extremely convenient when you flip them up. Customer service calls are so fun. Also found out that they didn't send me the power mirrors. So look, shit happens. I get that businesses make mistakes and I'm not going to throw them under the bus. You know, I own a business and at times things happen and you know, it's all about customer service to correct them. But basically I'm going to send these back and they're going to send me not broken ones and power ones, because you can see there's no harness here and we do have power mirrors on the SLT Dodge that I've got. So today we were just striking out, boys. It happens to the best of us. All right, cool. Thanks a lot. I'll have them sent back out later today.
All right. You have a great day and thanks for calling. But you say the images, you mean?
Yep, I'll have them over to you.
All right. You have a great day, sir. Thanks for calling.
Thanks. Okay, so we have to, we're agile, we're nimble, we're quick, we can adjust. I think at this point, we actually have a really successful track record with everything that we've done to all the trucks that we've had on the channel. So for something like this to happen right now, after everything that we've been through, it's actually not that bad of a percentage. So anyway, yeah, we are gonna be putting 4th gen mirrors, black textured mirrors onto the truck that will be powered and will have, I believe, defrosters in them. So that will be nice, but unfortunately today is not the day. And well, mods for the Cummins are just gonna have to wait for another time. That's ironic. 4th gen mirrors. 3rd gen needs 4th gen mirrors, to be honest. You're kidding me. God. Today we were just striking out, boys. Good, ready to go home. So there is something else that we're doing today that I wasn't planning on filming, but it looks like we're going on an adventure today, boys and girls. And well, it's good to have you along, because man, I could use the company today. My self-esteem is so low. No, I'm only kidding. Let's get at it. Oh, guys, I am so sorry for the abrupt disruption in the content from yesterday. It's a completely different day, and well, my plans just didn't work out, and kind of ironic because it kind of just plays into the entire theme of yesterday, which was basically me just striking out and falling on my face all day. And well, luckily today's a new day, and we're gonna pick right back up from where we left off. So I got a call today. The trailer is done, the winch plate is installed, and the new toolbox has been mounted. We're in the LML, and we're gonna go for a ride. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to MGS Trailer in Denver, PA, where we are reunited with the enthusiast rig. It must felt like something was missing for a little while. So, it was here to get the, well, this buyer's company, but basically just a toolbox installed, which, well, you can see that it is. I got your comments and suggestions about putting it on the passenger side, so that way if I have to access this on the highway, I would not be on the opposing side of traffic. But personally, I wanted to throw it here as well. I wanted to be on the driver's side of the truck, and if I need any tools, all tools are going to be stored in this toolbox here. This one's really just going to be for strapping mechanisms, some other kind of miscellaneous things, but tools will always be stored in the forward-facing box just so I can avoid traffic. But guys, thank you so much for looking out for me. I'm glad that you're looking out for my best interest. And then we have our new winch plate, which is installed and painted white. Welds look good, and well, it's in place for proper winch mounting, which is a very good thing. So we're probably going to tap some holes into this, mount the winch, place the battery, and then we have an adequate means of getting immobile things, let's just say, that don't have proper mechanisms of self-propulsion up onto the trailer, which is always good. Trailers are good for moving things that can't move by themselves. So now I don't have a backup camera, and when I'm backing the truck up, unfortunately, I cannot see where the gooseneck is in comparison to the ball in terms of alignment, so let's see how close we can get. Self-sufficient, we got our plug in the bed now, and we are legit, too quick. Just like that, boys and girls, we are locked and loaded. Yes, my safety cord is attached too. So on my way home, as I was passing through my old hometown, which is Ephrata, Pennsylvania, I was passing by Brownstown, and well, a good friend of mine owns DNA Diesel and Automotive Services out here. You can see just how many trucks he's got that he's working on at the current point in time. I've got something really exciting that I wanted to share with you guys. It's currently backing out. 7.3, it's a Ford. I generally don't talk about Fords. Not that I discriminate against them, it's just I don't really know them all that well, but what I do know is this thing you guys are going to appreciate. I don't know what year it is, but it's a 7.3 and it's got 5,000 original miles on it. Camera's sitting over here in the truck, and I just had to grab the camera real quick to show you guys this thing. Talking to the owner, he's just so meticulous about keeping it clean. It's never seen the rain, it's never seen snow, it's never seen salt. It'll probably go home and get dusted off as we speak. But look at this thing, it is so clean. It's got sensors, it's a Lariat, it's fully loaded, and he's just the coolest guy. He does tow with it. 5,000 original miles. Take care, Rick. Have a good one, man. Yeah, thank you. You too, brother. And he's just so proud of it, man. It's the coolest thing in the entire world. He had it in for some routine maintenance stuff. Now, I kind of geek out about stuff like this because it's literally what I am. It's what defines me. I'm that meticulous about what I do too. And this guy right here makes me feel not so alone. But to be that meticulous, that methodical, and that sensitive to something that old, awesome. Absolutely awesome. Rick, you are the man. You are the enthusiast. It's always fun to pop by. I'm all about just staying as completely engaged with the local diesel community as possible, and I've got a lot of amazing shops around here. I always like to just kind of stop in and say hi. I was passing by, so I figured why not. Also, that's Greg's daily driver. It's a construction orange or yellow or whatever you call it. I don't know if it's an LOY or an LBZ or an LB7, but it's a van and it's a diesel. If you guys want to see a review on that, drop a comment below. Also, while we're here, I just wanted to briefly mention that I am going to be picking a winch up, as I had mentioned. Mention. I got to stop saying mention. But I wanted to pick your brains. What winches do you guys recommend? And no, I'm not interested in a Warren. It's a nice dually. I'm not interested in a Warren. I don't want to pay for a Warren. I did watch, shout out to Greg A. I watched Greg A's video on his recommendations with his, I think it's like the PJ tandem dual trailer that he's got. Very nice trailer. He didn't go Warren, he went with something else. I believe it was like Harbor Freight. I know that there are a lot of other companies that offer great products, and well, I always like to try and ask you guys questions because I know that you all have so much knowledge. So let me know in the comments below, and well, you'll see a winch coming to this trailer soon. All right, guys, and we are back home, and while I'm about to end this video, we got Ryan Bergenduli looking oh so studly right here. He is just waiting for the call. The call is going to be placed soon. I still don't have a name yet, but guys, I did touch base with the sweepstakes company, and they're saying by the next video, hopefully I have a name or a phone call will be made by the time that you see my next upload. Not this upload, but next upload. So be on the lookout for those calls from New York. Great to have the trailer home. Gonna leave it here tonight because, well, there might be a dirt drag event that's coming up in a few days, as long as the weather holds out. The Mini Max, I want to put it to the test with some dirt drags before we head off to Benson, North Carolina to really, you know, have some fun down there at the event at Glatt Motorsports Park. But that's weather contingent, just like anything outside. And, well, I also have to end the video now because I have to move those Cummins parts into the garage. So with that being said, guys, be on the lookout for the LBZ Dually, aka Dream Diesel giveaway number 2 announcement. And then just following that, after one of you takes Ron Bergenduli home, we got another big giveaway announcement that's gonna be coming. But I wonder what it could be. With that being said, my like league, I love you guys. Do what you do best. Hit that subscribe button on your way out, and I promise you guys, I'll see you in the next upload.